Hey, YouTube Rando here. So I was in the market for another one of these ultra-fire flashlights that we picked up some time back. This is the second we picked up. It's I believe it's claimed to be 2,000 lumens on some kind of certain battery. I'm not sure. I think with an 18650, I'm pushing probably roughly just under 1,000 lumens. Not quite sure about lumens on it, but I know it gets ultra bright and they're heavy duty. Very good flashlights, put off a lot of light, and they're rugged. So I was going to pick up another one for my bug out bag and have one for my EDC kit as well. And I looked all over Amazon. I just couldn't find this exact model. Every time I went to look at this one, I even went to the auction where I actually purchased this one, and or the web page, and it brought me to another one, which is this one right here. Now they look very similar, and the specs on them were the same, except for weight, I believe, was different, and dimensions was a little bit different, of course, as you can see. But I think this is the updated version to this light, and this light is about half the quality of this light. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. First off, just coating. This light's been dropped on cement, this light's been dropped on wood, in the grass, a little bit of everywhere. The only place it's marked up is right here on the tail cap. There's a little spot you can see right there. And then there's a few odd ends, and then right here on the tail cap as well, you can see a little bit where the coating is starting to wear off on it. Okay, let me show you this one. This one's brand new, never been used, never been dropped. The flashlight itself's never been dropped, but you can see right here, the coating's already starting to wear off. And right here on the tail cap, I dropped it. Just the tail cap, not the flashlight. Just dropped the tail cap, and it mauled it pretty good. And it was on a wood floor, so it wasn't like it was on concrete or anything like that. It was on a wood floor that already mauled it right there just a little bit. So the coating on this one is horrible. Secondly, this flashlight's much bigger. I think what they did was they made the body bigger so it can accept more different types of batteries. This one right here accepts all kinds of batteries. I'm talking probably 5 or 6 different kinds of batteries to power this flashlight. There are extensions. You can put 2 18650s in them. All kinds of crazy stuff. So this one already covers a wide array of batteries, so I don't find it necessary. But if you look at the bodies on this one's much bigger than this one, and this one is actually heavier than this one. Don't make sense to me, but whatever. Now the increments on it are the exact same, but this one is just a little bit longer. Not sure why that is either, because when they're closed, they're just about the same size. It's not going to be in the camera, so. But they're just about the same size when they're closed. But when you zoom out with this one, or zoom in rather, it's a little bit longer than this one is. This one, the LED is actually smaller. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on the camera, but if you look at it with the naked eye, you can see this one's a little bit smaller than this one. And what I noticed was with these, I believe it's the T6 LED. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, these square LEDs, when you zoom in with this flashlight and point it at a wall, you can see a perfect outline of the actual bulb itself, and you can see lines in it. It kind of looks like a computer chip or something, or a top of a castle or something. Anyways, it has lines in it, and with this one, you can see the lines very clearly. With this one, they're very fuzzy, like you can barely see them. I don't know if it's because this is a better LED than this one or what. And by the way, I bought both of these from Ultrafire on Amazon, so went to the Ultrafire store and picked up both these flashlights. So I've heard somebody say it's a knockoff, but I don't really think they make knockoffs of knockoffs, do they? They might. I mean, but these flashlights are already kind of a knockoff. You're paying $10 for a flashlight that does the same thing, maybe not as rugged as the $60 flashlight. It's kind of it's a knockoff of your higher end flashlights. So I wouldn't think they would make knockoffs for these. Now, another thing they did is they changed the buttons out on them. This is a glow in the dark button. This is the old flashlight. This is the new flashlight. The button's actually smaller, so you can't change this button out with this button. The tail caps aren't the same, of course. You can see this tail cap's much bigger. But the button is less responsive on this one. This one don't have batteries, but it's less responsive on this one. This one's a little bit stiffer, but much more responsive. I mean, it's right there. When you click it, it's there. This one, you have to push in a little bit before you get there. So I don't like the new buttons they put on it. So I don't know if, like I said, this is the updated version. I believe it is. I believe this one allows you to use more batteries and more different kinds of batteries with adapters and extensions and all kinds of stuff like that. This one I know uses AAA 18650 and 26650. I know. Is it 26650? I hope I'm saying that right. I believe it's 26650. But this one will use a bunch of different kinds of batteries. You can look it up on Amazon. It's like, seriously, 5 or 6 different kinds of batteries you can use in this thing. So I don't know what kind of batteries this one uses. I'll have to go back and look and see if it's actually different from this one or not. However, when you click on this listing, it brings up this flashlight. So I'll have to go back and look at my review, and I know I have all the specs for this one in the review, so I'll go back and look and see if this one actually uses more batteries or not. The only good thing about this one was this is the original AAA adapter to use AAAs in this one. Very cheaply made, just fell apart first time I used it. I had to tape it all back together. It works. Probably could have used some glue, but I don't like using glue around electronics. So I had to tape it all back together. So it still works, but it did come apart the first time I used it. So the one that comes with this one seems to be a lot better made with this one. So maybe that was something they fixed on it. However, when they fixed this problem, they created a whole nother, whole nother set of problems with this thing. I just don't, I don't like this one. I'm going to EDC it. I'm going to use it. That's why this one has no batteries, and I'm going to put this one in my bug out bag because I know it's a great light, and I know it's rugged, and, I would bet my life on this light, so that's why it's going to go in my bug out bag. This one I'm going to actually use every day and see how well it holds up. If the finish says anything about how it's going to hold up, it's not going to hold up well, I can tell you that. That's just from shipping, like I said. Rubbing around in the pack. And then the maul, that just happened from dropping on a wood floor. So, not the best flashlight. Or not the best changes. And I'm trying to get it to where you can see, you can't even see the lines in it. If it was this one right here, you could see lines going from there to there all the way down. It'd be 3 lines. And you can almost see it in this one. It'd be more than 3 lines. Let's back up and see if it shows it. It don't show it, so it still has the same nice flood on it. It has all the same features, all the modes, and the same memory. So whatever you leave it on, when you turn it off, the next function that comes up is what it's going to come on as. So it has the memory with it. It doesn't reset back to high mode every time, which I kind of don't like. I want to, when I turn a flashlight on, I want it on, turbo. I want the highest setting there is, and that's not, you have to actually go through the modes. If you turned it off and used it on high, when you turn it back on, it'll be on medium. So I kind of wish that was something they would change about them, but not a bad flashlight, not a great flashlight. We'll do an update with this one and let you guys know how the newer model, I guess, holds up. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.